So Christians will automatically put you in this category where you could go to hell, you could go to heaven. So there's this analogy I'll use about the bad lemonade stand. And this plugs into that so well for me, and so well, I hope, for all of you, because it's so just a simple little nursery rhyme. But basically, you got a little girl who's selling lemonade at a little table in her front yard, and she's got all the support of all her neighbors. All her neighbors are like, yeah, this lemonade's the jam. Like, we're so excited that you're making this lemonade, right? It takes one person to come make it a bad lemonade stand, right? So one person says, there's rat poison in her powder that she uses to make her lemonade, like to mix it together. There's rat poison in it. Then everybody's like, oh, not her, no. But then, as humans are, we make rumors. We talk. So one person soils the whole thing. So in the ideal of Christianity, in the propositions of Christianity, there's this very unwell sense that because it was said and because they decided, let's do this, which is an act of intent, whether that was for good reason or not, you still made a mistake, right? From the very get-go of making this religion a thing in the get-go, like in the very start of it, however it started out, that you'll never know about. I'll never know about because I wasn't there. I just happened to be born in 1993, and now I see that this is all just this ongoing domino effect of, well, my dad was that way, so I got to be that way too. No, sorry. Doesn't work that way. When you are born into this world, you are given this new life. And this new life, guess what? You have the responsibility. It's your responsibility to pick up your own pieces. Nobody's going to do that for you. Sorry. That's not how that works. So then there's this open feeling where, okay, because it's so new, it's my new. And when I say my new, I mean your new. You can make a new. All this that's in front of us right now, all of these jobs, excuse me, all these jobs, all these career opportunities, all these love advocations, all these things in place, all these pleasures, all these joyous things, they really are nothing in the scope of things, because your matter is the only thing that really truly matters. And I know that's easily said, you understand that, but your matter is the only matter that matters. So not an externalized God. So, I mean, if that kind of puts it in perspective for you, I mean, really, and then in the idea of heaven and hell, right? Somebody saying that there's a heaven and hell is just like red pill, blue pill. And Christians will preach all against that, right? Like, yeah, don't be that way. God's not that way. It's just one way. Yeah, one way or the highway. Okay? So now you have this domino effect going on. And everybody has said heaven, hell, heaven, hell, heaven, hell, all the way down these generations. I come into this generation, I come stepping in, and I'm like, okay, why are y'all acting this way? This is not the way, and it's just the time frame thing. I mean, yeah, we're all in a linear space, linear time frame, but once your time is up, doesn't mean that time itself is up. You're going to die tomorrow, and your friends are probably still going to be alive. The world does not end when you do. The world ends because it lost you. How I felt about my grandparents. We lost some good people. And that's just personal. But when a person dies, yes, that is a loss, because that matter can no longer express matter, what it means to matter. And that's what I try to do every single opportunity I can. Just try to make people feel like they matter. Hey, I'll listen to you, and I'll listen to exactly what you're saying. Or, hey, do you need some help? Or just things like that. Things of that is equaling you making someone feel like they matter. Now, I'm not trying to make this a YouTube video about 5 steps to making somebody feel better. No, please don't take it that way. Just make somebody feel like they matter. That's all anybody's asking for. And I am so bothered with the fact that our majority of this country I live in, America, is overpopulated with a lot of people who do not see clearly, so therefore they are not of matter to true matter. True matter is when you're the person that will kill for somebody else, but not for your own persona, not for your own narcissistic traits. None of that. So I hope that puts it clear. It's just somebody said something, so it's automatically ruined because somebody said something, right? Who put too much pepper in the family turkey? Whatever holiday it is. Who put too much pepper in this? Somebody blurts it out like that. Of course the whole table's going to think that there's too much pepper in it. They're going to be like, that's a little too much pepper. She probably put a pint, like a, right? Little mister, right? Probably just a little. And then from there on, it's ruined. Nobody wants to eat her turkey anymore. Not because the meat was probably amazing. The spices were perfectly balanced. Just somebody said there was too much pepper in this turkey, so therefore the turkey is automatically ruined for the rest of the timeline. Does that make any sense in the parallel to Christianity? I think this is the generation, and they hate us for it. They hate me. What they preach on about being prosecuted, yeah, you're going to get prosecuted, but they are the first ones to put that image in your head as, you know, if you grew up in a Christian home, they are the first ones to put up suicide in your head. Look what Jesus did. He killed himself. They are the first ones to put out lying in your child's head. And when you teach that child, hey, look, this person did this, so it's bad. Sorry, that kid already knows. Now you've already taught that kid how to use lying to manipulate. You just taught him. Kids are going to be really bad at lying because guess what? Their little issues they have in their world, like there's not enough apple juice in the fridge, all little things like that. Or, oh my gosh, maybe that guy doesn't want to be my friend. These little issues, right? These little issues in a little world, which is absolutely perfect. They are the perfect personification of heaven, just so you know. Kids are, not grown adults thinking we're going to get these crowns when we show up to heaven. Oh, heaven's just going to be so much nicer because we're not here. So you don't want to be present because all you want to do is think about the day you die. That's all they think about. So, really, if we're getting down to it, in the nature of Christianity, would there be a proper notion as to say that they're all suicidal? But not in the sense of your physical body. That comes very, very last. What I'm saying is Christianity teaches you to hurt yourself from the inside until the outside has no choice but to resemble what has happened on the inside. When you take your last breath, guess what happens? You simply just go the same way you go every day when you go to sleep. So when you go to sleep, it's a passing away, but it's not passing away from their perspective, from, everybody else's perspective around you, like, oh, that person's dying and I'll miss them. Oh no, they have passed. Beep. They have passed. Oh, that's so sad. Well, I'm moving on with my life because now they're not here, so there's no point in me standing around a stone brick in the grass. Obviously, if you have sentiment in there, but I'm just going to go on my way. It's not diluting any of the memories you would have of that person, because that's what lived. All right? So the memories are very, very important when it comes to everything. You keep memory for the keepsake of don't put my hand on the stove while it's hot. You keep that memory in your bank. You also keep the memory in your bank, most people, your first kiss. Your first kiss is going to be the one that really sits with everybody a certain way. Now, first kiss as in your first kiss to somebody, not, your first kiss with somebody sticks out so far in your head, and that first kiss is going to repeat itself in infinitism, which is our upper atmosphere, our levels of different temperature until you reach the surface up there. Because regardless if you want to believe if the world is a ball or a flat surface, or as some people are saying, like a donut. Regardless of the shape of your environment is not important. What's important is the person perceiving it all. So really in a sake of shape, yeah, the world is going to take whatever shape or form you want. So if you believe it's flat, good on you. If you believe it's a triangle, good on you. But unfortunately, you have to have evidence backing. Your experience means nothing to the skeptic. Your experience on this earth means absolutely garbage to anybody. So you could get in a plane, is what I'm saying. You could get in a rocket. You could go find out for yourself. But the only voice that gets through to people is the voice of people. The voice of people who move everything for the right reasons. To further the advancement of this thing we're all born into, apparently we have to be responsible for. We didn't ask to be here. Why do I got to go work your jobs? Okay. So, nobody asked to be here. But quit your boohooing and crying and take it over. And if you're too weak to do so and your little book tells you not to, then you might as well chalk it up. You are as worthless as the stone over your grave. It's nothing. Means nothing to nobody. And when I say nobody, I mean more than your human race. If we're playing this whole, oh, well, God's up here and angels are here and Satan was he was a high-ranking one, because they have ranks just like humans down here, right? Because everything's a parallel. And that we're told everything's a parallel. We're told, it's all, oh, well, the judge system we have down here is the same way it's up there. It gets worse. It's just not as good, right? Because we have the say-so that they have a judgmental system up there. Who's they? We have no idea. But we're all still trying to figure it out as we go, because I can't accept anything for what anything is because I'm too scared to do it on my own. You're too scared to do it on your own because you don't know who your own is. Who's your own? Who is of you? Who is you? I mean, I know I'm speaking. Who is the person who's looking through those two eyeballs? Who's that person? Not the body. I'm not looking at the car you drive. I'm not looking at the house you bought in wherever, or attempting to buy, or trying to get yourself in a better position in life. Just whatever your idea of that is. Everybody wants I want $1 million. Oh, but you don't want the tag of, hey, I'm a millionaire and you could steal my stuff. So, if you don't want your drive-through meal ruined, don't go to the drive-through. So, chalking this video, and I really can't see anything other than the title I have down here on this video. I'm just like, growing up personally, obviously, you can see a lot of the hate towards it and the hate towards everything that was anything towards that, but nobody ever listens to experience, okay? Because their experience is their own, and a lot of people, unfortunately, fake their experiences to help their persona. So yeah, nobody can really believe anybody when they say, hey, I seen an angel when I slept, or there was a alien in my backyard, or I know Bigfoot's real. You say all these things, but yet there's no really does come down to that beautiful thing, apparently, where it's people will protect their personas before their own intelligence. And that's just straight up truth. I mean, people will protect their personas before they'll protect their intelligence. And I mean, not by like eating crap food that messes with your head or anything, but what I'm saying is they will choose their pride before their intelligence and before their cognitive thinking, before their strategizing, before any of the logic kicks in, because everybody's protecting that kid. Everybody's protecting that kid within them. The kid that saw life through those eyeballs and is now a grown adult, treating other adults like crap because you just can't see yourself. You decide not to see yourself. And when I say you, I mean all of you Christians. And I'm not raising my voice at you. And I'm not coming at you with your symbols that you hate, that really the only reason why there's a religious group made against you, like you have this whole thing, is because it was a bunch of Christians that left you guys and said, no, I don't like any of that, bye, we're gone, and then let's go start this satanic group. So they started a satanic group just to rebel against you guys. But I'm not showing up here with a whole arsenal of satanic energy, really, or even Buddhist or Muslim. I'm not coming at you with anything that's your adversary, because your adversary is everything that is not you. That is a cult. I'm sorry, I'm not. But because you're not. I don't come at you with any strife. And yet I know and see that you are angry because you can't see peace like I see peace. And peace that surpasses all understanding, I've been past that. And it is the most amazing feeling. Peace that surpasses all understanding apparently was left to one man to receive, and you wouldn't receive him, and that if you didn't know him. Capital H for your understanding. The Christians, not the people that are listening on the other side of this video who are like, whatever their responses are. But you know it's wrong. But I understand that life gets to a point where it feels like it's so fast that you have to make a quick decision. I get that. I was doing that, in my teenage years. I was like, well, I'm going to buy this certain car and I'm going to do that. And then I'm like, stop, wait, listen. That was me saying, wait, I need to listen, because the last time I listened, I got ahead and I listened to the wisdom around me. And because of that listening that I did, I surpassed that wisdom that I was around. I surpassed the wisdom that I was around from all angles. I surpassed all that wisdom because I stopped and listened. And that's one thing that music has taught me, is to stop and listen. I'm into all that music that you see on my channel. I'm into all that because it's the one source, like when I was producing it all and putting it all together and taking hours upon hours to do, and I know that sounds really small of an expression, but it was a lot of time I gave to making music. And it was the only escape I had, personally, to get away from what was on the other side of my door. And I found that escape very nice. And I recommend finding an escape, because an escape, not in the way of like, not even in the sense of like drawing or like jumping into your favorite video game and such, or this and that. Why don't you try a certain spiteful energy that'll help with disconnecting yourself from anything that is of your adversary, anything that you're upset about. I recommend highly that you, first of all, take this with a grain of salt, because everybody's different, and don't think that this is just a one-stop shop. But I recommend the next time that you're angry at this, and you're angry with everything that's cluttered up on top of your life, like getting on your shoulders and saying, hey, I get a free backpack ride today. I'm called your car insurance. Ha, I'm here, or whatever's there. And you feel that pressure when you're at work, because that's the way it's designed. It's designed to make you pressure here so that you'll hurt your family life, so you'll go to work, become of more pressure, bring all that home, and nobody knows how to handle your pressure because you just came home with all this energy, and you're trying your best not to your energy here. Maybe you should fix your energy here first, and then you go fix it there, because they're two separate places. So yeah, there's a little bit more work that needs to be done in the top. So listen, I really hope you guys understand that it is painful for me to see people with so much potential squander all their potential because they just don't want to see past what they've settled in believing. Christianity was but I'm here now. I love you guys. Just really want to help everybody and see you guys succeed. Sometimes it takes just being quiet for a second to help you realize that the quiet is where you can be, but you have to make time for that. You have to make time for time in your perception. You perceive your job every single day. You perceive going to work every single day. And you're having to be awake for it because we don't need you, falling over and hitting your head on the floor while we're, trying to proceed with work here. But you don't fall asleep on your job because you're present. You have to be present with your job. And it's the same thing for being quiet and being still. Same thing. You have to be present for it. So when I say make time for it, I mean that with more emphasis on anything I've ever expressed on YouTube. Just understand, please see that making time for your head to perceive quiet, you have to make time for that. As much as as hard as it is to make time in that for today's era, today's world, if you don't look for it, it'll never look for you. That's just the way everything is. If you don't go and you look, because that's been the biggest thing. There's always been this saying where, oh, what you are always looking for will come to you the moment you don't look for it, is said by the person who got what they were looking for, and they don't want you to receive that either. Now, that's kind of up for grabs. I understand that, and everybody's like, oh, wait. Okay, I get that. But hear at least this out before all the judgment proceeds. You go and get what you are looking for by going and looking for it. No one ever gets anything out of life by not looking for it. So, perfect example. My girlfriend, when we were just first seeing each other, first meeting each other, really, like in that first week of seeing each other, we stopped, like had just a little bit of a gap, nothing too long. I mean, a natural gap, I should say, a more organic nap. I said nap. I meant gap. I apologize. I have worked all day, okay? They make us work 10 hours every day of the week. I'm gonna come home and just chill and talk to my YouTube people for a second. Like, this is me kind of making time for you guys. It's really hard to really, do all this, but I want to do it because I understand it helps people. Because I've just seen so much that's gone on in, like, my workplace. Like, these people are just not happy with what their life has become. They just accept, like, as soon as they accept, like, oh, well, I can't fix that, so I guess my whole life's just gonna go to so they go down this whole road where it's like, oh, well, now I have to accept a certain belief, or now I have to accept a certain wife. I have to expect the worst when I come to work every day because that's just how my life goes. Now, does that sound like any kind of productivity? So, what you look for is what you're going to find. And if your head is in the wrong space of looking for the wrong things, and now I don't mean holding up a banner of $1 million in front of your face and going, I want $1 million. Because guess what? The real you understands that who the real you is doesn't have to look at it every day to know that you want it. It actually hurts you to look at it more because you don't have it yet right in front of you. So people who don't look for things are never going to find anything. So even in the dating community, which I really didn't, oh my God, that's just my time frame. I get it. I just showed up at the wrong time, apparently. Wrong party. My bad. But there's this thing where it's like, I don't act like you guys. There's a difference here. Like, I don't know why are y'all acting this way? And why are you all the same? Like, they're all the same. So there's really just not enough time to help people. There's not enough time to get it out there and, change somebody's mind in that way, because really what it comes down to is because we've got this whole privilege of technology, you allot all these things in your life automatically because humans are not just guys. Ladies, we all know guys are stimulated, but in a way, everyone is. You see a handsome man. I know looks are not the first thing that go through a woman's head. The first thing that goes through her head when she's looking at a guy, when she's looking at, oh man, that is absolutely exactly what I need in my life, and that's the person I want to have babies with. Why is this happening to me? Like, why do girls always talk about why don't I understand this? But yet I'm so engaged in it. Ladies, we understand. But the guys need to also understand that how you treat her and how you really present to her, not to anybody else, but to that woman that's supposed to be your woman. How you present everything you do in your life is a presentation to that woman. Now, obviously, I'm not trying to give, marriage counseling there. I'm just saying your giving of which your heart gives, not for which your body can. A woman will love a man in a wheelchair. A woman will love a man on his deathbed. Completely useless to this world, and yet she has so much love for that, is which lying in a bed about to pass away. Where's the logic in that? There's no logic in love. Love is that which is not here. Why can't people understand it? Because it's not here. Look at electromagnetism. Magnetism in itself is a phenomenon just like fire and water. Magnetism is in the same field and scope of their existence. It is an existence that is none of this. It is on an inverse plane. So, best way I could describe it, you're here, you're present, I can feel myself, I can feel the walls, but on the other side of the smallest and biggest portion of this room, right? So the biggest portion being, picture a satellite space, like all the way up looking down. But then the littlest portion of this room is in the air molecule right here in front of my face. There's a small fragment of our existence within that plane, as well as way up there. So when you want to talk about heaven and hell, if we're talking about this subject today, heaven is as of the skies up above your head. It's not beneath your feet. That's where hell's given the image of. So we are talking about a lower plane of existence and a higher plane of existence, because they describe the pain, the suffering, all these things as the exact same thing that they suffer with in this world. What do you suffer with? What is anybody suffering with right now that they're so angry about? What is anybody suffering with? Yep, those things. So, those things you just named off in your head right now, when I just asked that question, those things in your head right now could have been fixed in a previous time frame by you. Not by an external force, not by the powers of heavens, not by the burning flames of hell, whatever the fire and brimstone story that we're told. Fictional story. We're not given any real evidence to, hey, I have to know that there's a heaven and hell. We don't need to know that because it doesn't exist. I don't need to know, well, granted, people have some weird tastes and some weird kinks, but I don't need to know that there's poison ivy flavored Pop-Tarts out there. Probably is now that I've said it. So there's your idea. But I don't need to know that because it doesn't exist yet. I don't need to know about it because it doesn't exist. You put the images of hell in a kid's head at an early age, and I'm sorry if this is sounding way too solid in where we live in time right now. Guess what? I'm living in a house right now, and there's not anybody banging down my door, and nobody's house blew up next to me, so I don't really have to worry about dangers coming at me right now, do I? Okay, so there's this image of where I'm sitting right now doing this YouTube video. Okay, so we have this YouTube video guy who's in a house and he's making a video. So here's this guy, right? And he's just keeping to his own, yet everything is peaceful around him. The people he puts himself around and this and that, because he decided he would do those things. Now that's just personal on my end, but what are you doing? Two most important questions I'll ask out of heaven and hell. So hell being the ideal of suffering. Heaven, the utmost peace, the utmost joy, and just being there and just seeing it all and just listening to the music and just being a part of that and seeing all this. Yeah, I'd want to be there too. And I am. I'm there every day because I made it happen. I went there. I go there. No, but when you die, there's what? You can't answer that. Only the Father can answer that. All right, guys, I gotta go. I'm gonna put these chips up. I'm gonna put these. Yes, go get you a snack. I'm gonna go put these chips up and all this. Really should not be having that many Sprites a day. I have like way too many. Two's enough for me. I don't, but that's a different subject. I really appreciate you guys listening, and I really hope this helps. I really hope it helps with the both ends, red pill, blue pill. Just, there's no pill. And I'm sorry if you're the kind of person that needs to be handed a pill. You're gonna be the person that's handed a pill. I don't take any pills right now. And I work around a lot of 30-year-olds right now that are taking pills for certain things they got going on. Put down your vapes for one. No, do what you want. Do not put down your vapes. I'll be the guy to say that. Yeah, don't put down your vapes because your vapes are actually helping you see clearer. You need more, apparently, life to cook you in the ass to realize how much you actually really want to be here. Now, if you want to quickly get yourself out of here in the wrong timing of your head not being in the right place and you end up hurting yourself some way or another, yeah, your head's not going to be in the right space because it's in the wrong time. And that is not your fault. Your parents brought you here. So when your parents brought you here and they said, ooh, let's do this thing, honey, they got you into this world. And guess what? When you were so involved in this social club, whatever you want to call it, school, you want to call it church, you want to call it your job, whatever you want to call this little social club you got into, you're so involved in, yet you lose sight of the fact that you really weren't responsible for being here. You weren't brought into this world as a liability. You are a liability in the world you live in. There's a difference. Make it known that Christianity is dying because they're finally understanding themselves. Because every bit of what they teach and preach right now in these megachurches is all overpopulated, overpowered in the entertainment. Look up the word entertainment. Don't take my word for it. I'm not going to tell you because if I told you, you wouldn't believe me anyway. I just want you to go read it for yourself. Look up the word entertainment and tell me that does not describe exactly what somebody doesn't need every day. Entertainment belongs on the Muppet Show. Entertainment belongs in Sesame Street. Entertainment belongs in Wallace and Gromit. That's where entertainment's supposed to be. Entertainment is not on these football stages. Entertainment is not on your pastor's podium. That's not where it's supposed to be, yet it's where it is. Wrongly placed entertainment, as per all of them used to talk about, misplaced worship. You misplaced your worship towards rap music and sneakers and that ugly thing called food. We can't have that food. There's no such thing as gluttony in our book. There is, but I'm just saying they just hate it so much. Don't overeat, because if you overeat, that means there's more mouths to feed, and our churches have to pay to feed everybody. Because we have to get involved in charities, because it's a good business move to get us spread out a little bit more. What are we spreading out for? Nothing. Infinitism, because there's nothing on the other end of our business's product. They win because they've been around longer, and that old way is slowly dying. And I hope you guys are ready, because this is the age where they lose, as per they always talk about in their seminars and such, about the end of days. Yeah, you're looking forward to the end of days because you can't stand the days you live in. I understand. It's suffering, isn't it? That you didn't get the right woman, or you didn't get the right car, or you didn't get the right house, you didn't get the right whatever is to your disposal in life, but is of value to you. Whatever is there. Whatever is there. It's gonna die. And every bit of what suffering that you have caused on anybody is not your fault, because you weren't responsible for being here and being left to the mess, per se. But now it's my turn. And I am so excited for everybody to see the result. Please understand, though, that I am new to this. All right. You guys are awesome. And I hope this kind of gives you perspective. Just be here, be present with your life, be loving, and I love you.